Where you going?
What you mean? Nah, this TV film world, so you have produced, son.
Prince Pretty, and this is Wrestling's Behind the Curtain.
You already know what it is. Kenzo and me. That's it. Period. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to all the good stuff. Go guess the last video we just did. How you booking Roman to come back? So real quick, we're gonna make this quick so we can get in and out. Pause. Roman eventually got to go. Seth is eventually gonna go. CM Punk eventually gonna go. Who are the next? We can cut it down. So you know what I'm saying. We'll do the women on another day. But for right now, the men. Who is going to be the next? Now we said Montez Ford a long time ago, but I feel like that ship has sailed. At least Triple H ain't looking like.
Since I mean, we kind of didn't really map out what this video on base, but since you said that, you know, actually, what it is, maybe not exactly, but close, kind of. Montez is kind of being lined up to be like maybe the next Miz, because you see him and Bianca got the reality TV show, they got a lot of the off stuff, and the difference is, you know, in their relationship, Bianca might be the Miz because she might be bigger than him, but you know, Maurice was no slouch when she was around. It's just, you know, she wasn't always around, and maybe Montez be maybe a little bit leg up on that, but it's looking like they're gonna be, instead of being like a Seth or Roman like at the top of the card, you know, next up, he looking like somewhere around, which is, you know, ain't no wrong with that. A lot of people love the Miz. You know, he could be your favorite wrestler. He ain't my favorite wrestler, but you know, he ain't never, you know, ain't no wrong with that being your favorite wrestler. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna take him out, but unless some drastic changes or Triple H finally see the waves, Montez Ford went from probably being the next superstar to probably, like he said, probably just the Miz or whatever. So I'm gonna take that out. I think the obvious is Braun. I don't really like how he lost to Sammy, but I think the obvious would be Braun.
Braun Breaker
is one. What are you thinking?
I can see that. It definitely put the rocket on his back down at NXT. I remember that run. That was funny. He was like one of the first champs in the colorful NXT, and it didn't really match his aesthetic, funnily enough. I'm not against that. I can see Braun. I'm trying to think of somebody else, but it's like, again, first of all, again, it's kind of unplanned. But it's like it's just WWE has been pretty good lately, right? We give him a lot of credit. There's still one thing that we've said over and over that hasn't changed with the improvements to WWE. They're still not building stars. It's still not really. I mean, we still talk about, oh, when Charlotte gonna come back? We still talk, you know, stuff like that. That shouldn't be happening. Like, no problem with them being on the roster and stuff like that. But we shouldn't. We should still depend on people. Still talk. Yo, when people ask me about wrestling, it's always the same shit. It's always, Randy Orton still wrestle? Like, yeah, he was on Raw last week. like what y'all mean? Yeah, yeah. So it's like, I don't see these people. I don't know. Again, it's probably partially, you know, on the wrestlers. They don't want to let it go. I know how that is. And also, it's like the WWE not building stars. So it's not like. But I actually was looking at some of the people on the WWE recruits. I mean, obviously we don't know much about them, and they're gonna feed us whatever they're gonna feed us. But sometimes I be looking at those and be like, I wonder how those people gonna do in NXT, and then because that's a little bit more interesting to me than NXT to the main roster and anybody on the main roster being like who's gonna be. Because again, we don't know who they're gonna put a rocket on. Could be Braun. That'd be a good idea. But other than him, I don't. He's like the only person on the roster I'm looking at. Like, yeah, you can't mess this up. I mean, of course they could, but I give them the benefit of the doubt on him alone. Really,
I think they want Carmelo, but as I said to, I don't know,
they've already.
I'm about to say, I was like, not only have they like really not done that right, he's had some misses in matches.
Yeah.
Like he's had some bodies.
See, think about again. I've said this on here before. If you're not new to the channel, the whole WWE style thing isn't a real thing to me. I understand what it means because there's certain things you gotta be able to find certain cameras, the way they wrestle compared to other cameras, blah 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 blah. I understand. The performance center isn't complete bullshit. But when you compare like a Braun Breaker and a Carmelo, obviously Carmelo had a little bit, I believe, a bit of a longer run. But basically, they both had the rocket strapped to the back of NXT. And when you talk about the WWE style not being a thing, that's what I mean. These two dudes don't wrestle the same. You can't both strap the rocket to their back and be like, okay, you're on the main roster. Because Braun don't really wrestle a style that's gonna have botches without people breaking their necks. So ain't a lot of botches. Like he's not going top rope and again when you're doing the things Carmelo doing, again, shout out to him for doing them. I'm always gonna say shout out for the attempt, but again, I don't know how much practice you're doing backstage, but I like seeing stuff on the ropes. Even the Undertaker did it for a little bit.
Yeah,
stuff on the ropes is always gonna be cool, but is it worth the risk if you're gonna botch? Personally, I'd say no. I'd rather a really good a Braun Breaker, a really good Braun Breaker, than someone trying to be Ricochet and failing at it. Like a Sin Cara type John. Like it's not worth it. Risk versus reward. So
Sin Cara is supposed to be that dude too, right? He was supposed.
That's what I'm saying. He was, but again, thing is, when you're messing up, again, everybody's human. And we still play the Titus O'Neil John when he slipped under the ring.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people still respect Titus O'Neil. I mean, obviously, no one sees him as like a title contender, but he's respected for the community stuff and all that. For the most part, still play the memes, but he's still respected. Sin Cara, when you're messing up, at some point, dial it back. Or I mean, in baseball, in most sports, be like, go back to the fundamentals.
Yeah.
You can't hit your shot. Drive to the lane. See the basket go in a couple times. Confidence come back. Now you try to flip your stuff again. If you're messing up ring entrances, maybe you shouldn't be doing flippy ring entrances. But again, we're not talking about Sin Cara today. We're talking about things that's going to succeed, not fail. So,
what do you think about Dragon?
Dragunov, like
yeah.
So the Gunther thing worked out better than we thought. I will say that.
Well,
like
for you.
What you mean? You ain't fuck with it. So I don't know what you're talking about. The Gunther thing worked out a little bit better than I just didn't see it transferring to the main roster too well. And it's been decent. It ain't been great, but it's been all right. Dragunov was like supposed to be like small Gunther though. So it's like if that was that run, I mean, it could still be more.
I just think he has more personality than Gunther.
For sure, I'll give you that. That's all I had to say. But like, he's supposed to be like still supposed to be like tough, hard nosed, like New Japan style of wrestling, basically stiff as possible. But WWE ain't really made for that. But I will say, like you said, he do have more of a personality. Maybe if they could put him in the right feud. But even then, if we're talking about like next, again, that's gonna be that's like a, to me, that's like an upper mid Carter at best. That's not a Roman or a Seth. So I'm not gonna say he can't do some good stuff, but that's like Intercontinental Champion. That's where you're gonna reside around there, US Champion. What
about
when Big E come back, man?
What about Logan Paul?
How do I put this? The Paul brothers, I ain't gonna. Them boys they got the formula. Not the biggest fans of some of their antics, especially what they've done to my lovely boxing. But you got to say the boys, they hustle.
You think you're getting whooped tonight, though?
My brother just asked me that. No, man, this man don't set these fights to lose. He already lost. He was supposed to lose when he did lose. He's not losing again until he fight like somebody crazy. Like,
I'm just saying on the sidebar, Mike Perry is Mike Perry though. But go ahead.
No, I'm sure. I was looking at me and brother talking about he do bare knuckle. He a legit dude, but we're not here to talk about that. Yeah. The Paul brothers, them boys about their business. I will say that. Them boys hustle. So I do think Logan might be here to stay for real because WWE, what we can say about wrestling having its ups and downs, blah blah blah. WWE's never left like the public sphere. It's maybe not as high up as it's been like during the 90s or we was the Attitude Era, all that stuff. But it's always in people's peer view. Like especially, so he knows he can leverage it to keep, and he got all his stuff going on. He bounces them off each other, and I think he's gonna keep doing that until it doesn't benefit him anymore. I don't see when that's gonna stop benefiting him because WWE is still a $1 billion corporation. Like I don't see I don't see him getting bigger than them. So, but as far as like being a star, his wrestling's not bad, but he's not a Seth or any of them boys. But again, I can see him actually having the strap for a while because he does have the personality though. So I will say that wise, he could be like a. No, that's too high. That's too high of a bar.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
on his last interview, he did say he quit boxing so he could focus more on wrestling.
No, again, he's definitely gotten better. Again, that's why I didn't want to think of someone to compare him to as far as like in the ring. I couldn't think of it exactly, but again, like I said, he has the personality, so I could see it working. I can see him having a scrap even for a significant amount of time, but I don't see him as like again. I mean, part of it in my brain is I'm still programmed the Vince way. You know, I want you know you don't got to be the biggest wrestler possible, but you know Roman ain't no small dude. You feel me? That definitely help him. You know, you see Roman walking through the airport. You know that's what Vince used to say. You see one of his wrestlers walking through the airport, you better know they're a wrestler. And
Yeah.
again, you know who Logan Paul is, but I don't know if he's ever going to be the wrestler Logan Paul. Again, unless that's what he really wants. Again, like I said, I know he said he's focusing more, but I don't think he's ever going to. Their business model, both of the brothers, they're never going to tie themselves down to one thing. They're kind of like you, put their hands in everything they can.
Good plug. Is there anyone that you see that we haven't mentioned that could possibly be, whether even if it's not one of the new ones, like maybe someone that is in the middle tier, like I don't want to say his name, but like a LA Knight, like someone in the middle tier.
I mean, probably like that night. Before we get that, that's a good question. I thought of one more person. We can check out that last video we did. I mean, depending on how the feud go, Solo could be a Roman type figure if they do it right. Obviously, we said the feud might go Jacob's way or whatever different way they might do it, bring Roman back. But in the longish run, Solo's he got. I mean, he's a little serious for some people, but he's got charisma. He go in the ring, kind of crazy. Depending on how they map it out, it could work. So that's one more I want to put. Again, I don't know if he's gonna reach that Roman tier, but I ain't gonna lie. The tier Roman hit with the tribal chief. I mean, especially after the mockery that people was making of him, I'm not seeing a lot of people going. My man's up there with Bruno Sammartino type stuff. So I don't know. A good mid tier like a LA Knight or Otis. We got any of those hanging around? That's what you're asking. Thing is about that, like, you kind of like not achieving to be at. So basically, like some of the people we just said who should be trying to probably be the top of the card, they're going like, what's the saying? You aim for the moon. So if you miss, you land amongst the stars. So I mean, it's kind of
like a Andrade.
Yeah. Again, Andrade gonna hold this trap, but he's not gonna be like, So
Right,
I mean,
so you don't have anybody because I got
can't be dominant, can't be.
So I got my sleeper in NXT that I wanted to wait till we about to end this so I can say it.
Okay.
But when we were talking, I kind of figured out why they don't really have stars. Maybe Sean is changing a little bit because it has gotten way better since Sean has been like in charge. But I think initially the new superstars that they were breeding, they're breeding their in-ring skills. They don't have personality. Okay. They don't have personality. And I think that's what's missing. Because you like a Roman because of the way he acts. You like a Seth because of the way he acts. You like a Miz the way he acts. Like the Sammy. Like, yeah, they can wrestle, but you like their personalities. Like you fuck with their personalities. Braun, if you do it like a Goldberg, Brock type thing, you like the way he wrestles. Like that's it. You don't really need him to talk. You don't really need personality. Carmelo, he could wrestle. His charisma's there. Stuff needs to be worked on, but it's not there all the way. Rick, same thing. Not great on the mic. Could use some work in the ring, but basically it's the ring shit they're working on. Who else? Same thing with Dragunov. More personality than Gunther, but really doesn't talk. So it's the ring shit. Ludwig, same shit. Personalities, cool.
See, I didn't think about it till you said it. Like the list is going and going. But one thing is funny is so part of it is right. It's part of that problem is it's the recruiting strategy. If you can look at we talking about NXT recruits that was the class that just came out. Before I get into that, like you said, everyone that you said they went and got him because this dude's wrestling his ass over there. Like again, not to say indie wrestlers, there's no indie wrestlers who can talk on the mic, but when WWE go looking for people, that's just not. They just want someone they think they can mold into the WWE style, and whether that's a problem or not is a different situation. But again, maybe they need to turn up the charisma a little bit. Maybe Sean needs to start looking for people like himself. I don't know. But like the NXT recruits, if you look at them, like I was looking at them. For the most part, what they go for is like top tier athletes. Bless. Like, I do know. Like 2 years ago, like the Cavender twins were on their radar, and that, I mean, again, they're pretty good athletes, but they're known for, like, personality.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what happened with that deal, blah blah blah. That maybe it fell through, whatever. But you can see that at the time they were looking for a mixture of both. If you look at the recruits this year, it's a bunch of athletic people. It's like a couple, it's like 3 or 4 track and field people. Doing discus, shot put, hurdles was one girl. They got this girl from two girls from softball, I believe. They got a soccer player. So they're all athletes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not to disparage any sports, but I don't know too many softball players with like great charisma. Like, what you doing out there that you need that for? You feel me? Like, I mean, they are. So, I think that's part of the thing. They're looking for just athletes. Maybe they need more Logan Pauls or whatever. I don't know how you go about doing that, but I mean, you see him up at all. Bud was on TV. They dropping bread to have people come on the shows. I mean, maybe just tweak the strategy a little bit.
All right, so this is my sleeper, so we can end it.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone that, if he stays, obviously, which I think he will, and they transfer him over and they break up the tag team and make him a singles, it's Seth's protege, Nathan Fraser. The boy.
You saying you think he could be a Seth?
Yeah. That boy, if you watch him, because I've watched a couple of his matches, he kind of wrestles just like Seth. Like, it's pretty Jericho, Shawn Michaels-ish when I had that match. Like, it's kind of mirror-ish. And the personality is there.
I can see that.
So
I don't know too much about personality because, when I watch NXT, it's double speed skipping promos because the NXT promos, oof.
Yeah. But he could be that breakout.
I'm gonna let him go look through some Peacock videos, see what I can find. Well, not right now, but at some point, maybe why you should be watching. Maybe if I think you should be watching, I don't know. I gotta look into it.
Yeah, but y'all know what to do. Put in the comments.
What was the last match you saw with him? Who you wrestled?
It was him and his dude in that 3-way for the titles. It just happened. I think at Heat Wave or some shit.
Yeah, that was for the North American title, I think.
No. It was a tag team triple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really like him with whatever the dude's name is, Axiom or Exia or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But individually, I think he can go. I think he just needs to break out. But I know what to do with the comments. Who's y'all breakout star? Who you think gonna take it? Who you think's gonna be the next icon? Because Cena's retiring. He's on his farewell tour. Eventually, Roman will be gone. Seth will be gone. Drew will be gone. Punk will be gone. Randy will be gone. I mean, the whole OG class will be gone. And then it's nothing but new cats. So
out with the old and with the new, gotta happen eventually.
So it's per time for AEW to get their shit on point. But Tony has been cooking lately. But separate video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. We'll be back.